I'm just gonna let you know, okay? I'm not trying to incriminate my future self, but if this is not pigmented, if it's not stark white, let's just say somebody here is gonna perish. Hey, welcome to my video. If you're from my Instagram, I love you, and if you're not from my Instagram, love you all the same. Today, we're going to be reviewing the HOTLINE collection by Trixie Cosmetics. So slight disclaimer before we begin, I do love Miss Trixie Mattel's work and I do own quite a bit of Trixie Cosmetics in my collection already. However, an important distinction is that none of it was PR. I bought all of it with my own money. I wasn't paid to say anything like I normally am not. I also think that if I tried something here on video and it clearly didn't work, there would really be no way to kind of hide that, so I never try to. I always try and give you the real tea on whether products actually work for me personally or not, and that's exactly what I'm gonna try and do today. So if you love Miss Trixie Mattel, if you love Trixie Cosmetics, makeup, or eyeliners, then this just might be the video for you, and if that's the case, then please keep watching. So I got most of the collection here. The only thing I didn't get are press-on nails because I get my nails done, so I don't really have a use for them. But they are adorable if you love press-on nails. Anyways, I got their new mirror, which if you watch my videos, it might seem a little familiar because sometimes it does peek into frame, but I have this exact same mirror in a bunch of other colors already. Anyways, moving on from the mirror. Naturally, I had to also pick up the brush as well, and I picked up both of the eyeliners. Now, one thing that surprised me right off the bat is that the eyeliners look extremely matte in the packaging. In fact, they look so matte to the point where they look like they would be dry. Now, I hope that that's not the case since these are gel eyeliners, so they're really supposed to glide on the eyes, which is something that I need because you can't probably tell from right here, but my eyes are sort of downward turned. Besides that, I have a lot of little lines and crinkles around my eyes. Of course, nothing wrong with that. If you do too, hey, but that just means that applying eyeliner for me is always a little bit more difficult. But let's talk about my eyeliner journey first of all, and why I am absolutely qualified to talk about eyeliners. I used to wear eyeliner pretty much all of high school, and that would be sort of the only thing that I would wear and love wearing. I was in a heavily committed relationship with eyeliner, okay? So I have tried just about any eyeliners on the market. I never really liked gels per se, just because all of the ones that I had were either not super matte, not super black, or they would dry out after 2 uses, and I just don't have time for that. So I would always use a liquid, but I'm very excited to dive into these today. And I thought the only fair way to do that was if I actually used the brush that came with it as well. Okay, did I miss anything? God, I'm such a chatterbox today, and yet I'm so distracted, although that's pretty much my life anyways. I think I should stop talking now, and I know everybody is like, yeah girl, shut up, and let's just use the eyeliners a little bit and see what's really up. Okay, so let's first use the black. Ooh, okay, wait a minute, she's really creamy. Now, I did think that these were gonna be drier than the Sahara, I'm not gonna lie, but actually they're really creamy. I'm just wiping off some excess on my hand. Now, as far as the brush goes, it did seem very thin and very nice when I unpackaged it because it doesn't seem like it's gonna fray, which is very important for an eyeliner brush. However, now that I wiped off some excess on my hand, it does look a little bit too thick for me because I really need a super thin brush for at least right around here. But with that being said, I will still try using it, and let's see what the tea is. So I'm just sort of sketching out a rough shape right now, but I didn't put on the usual eye base that I use, and that's really not because I'm trying to sabotage Miss Trixie Mattel. It's because that base is very thick and I don't think it's needed for an eyeliner look because we're really not doing heavy eyeshadow today. I'm just gonna do the liner and vibe. But yeah, I just have a light dusting of foundation over it and that's it. Anyways, I'm trying to draw on the wing. Don't mind me. I might get out of frame a little bit for this video because when I do my eyeliner, I like to really get in there. And this is one example of how that looks like. However, I'm still sort of trying to pose for you. But yeah, as you can see, this doesn't work. Okay, so I sort of stamped on the rough, very rough wing shape right now, and I'm gonna do the same thing to my other eye. So far, the eyeliner glides on very well. Honestly, I'm pretty impressed how smooth it is for a gel. But again, I did just get it, so maybe it will dry out. I don't know. I will report back, but the brush is also pretty nice. I also feel like because of the way that it's applying, it would be great for like a smoky eye. You could smudge it out really nicely, but it is getting blacker and it's not cracking so far. It actually looks really nice and smooth. Now I'm just dragging it on to the rest of my upper lash line. This is again a rough draft, but I hope you can see that it's actually very black, and this is honestly my first layer. Of course, I'm not one of those people who draws the line and then goes over it. I literally draw little by little. Anyways, it does look pretty black. I'm actually very impressed, and it's also very matte, but not dry. Again, this is news. Now I'm just gonna fix up this shape a little bit, and I'm gonna move on to the other eye. Okay, so here it is so far. Honestly, it looks amazing. What I am really interested to find out though is if it's gonna stamp on my eyelid. That normally happens for me for gel eyeliners. I do have to set them with eyeshadow. I believe I heard either Miss Trixie Mattel or either somewhere on their Instagram page that this does not have to be set and it won't move. So I love that. But you know what? I am a skeptic, so I will believe it when I see it. I normally don't have that problem with liquid liners, but you know what? This is not a liquid, so who knows? One thing I am gonna do though is just clean right around this edge to make everything a little bit smoother. So I'm gonna use the same brush for that, and I just dipped it into the foundation that I'm using a little bit, and let's see if that helps. Perfect. So the line is much sharper now, just how I wanted it. I'm gonna finish up this eye because I don't think there's much more to say. Honestly, so far it's really not stamping, and I think that when it dries down, it's dry. So I might not even have to set it for the rest of the day, which would honestly be kind of a shock to me. But anyways, I'm gonna finish this off and then come back to test the white liner. Okay, back to the transferring that I was talking about earlier. I really feel like it's dry on my eyes, and so I just took my hand right here and look, like the liner, once it's dry, it does not move. So honestly, work. Okay, final thing, I'm gonna sharpen this edge a bit more and then white liner. I'm now finally moving on to the white, and I'm just gonna let you know, okay? I'm not trying to incriminate my future self, but if this is not pigmented, if it's not stark white, let's just say somebody here is gonna perish. I don't know who, because I'm here alone, but somebody here is going to perish if this is not white. Okay, first dip, let's see. Okay, now I'm wiping away excess on my hand, and immediately this is paint. Like, this is white paint, which is exactly what I wanted. Okay, now let's put it on the eye and see. Okay, so I'm just gonna apply it above that black as sort of like an outline. And for this, I'm not using the Trixie Cosmetics brush. I'm using the Suva Beauty brush because it's just tiny and that's what I want. Also, look at me the way I'm doing this, you guys. This is so crazy. I'm like the Hunchback of Notre Dame right now. Okay, so first impressions, as you can see, it's white. I do feel though that this one might be gliding on a little harder than the black one. Like, it doesn't seem as buttery as I'm like gliding it on, but I am using a different brush with it, so that might have something to do with it. Yeah, but honestly, even as I'm swatching it and wiping it off on my hand, this one does also look a little bit drier. It also does not seem to be transferring at all. So honestly, maybe it's good that it's a little drier, because if it wasn't, then I would definitely have to set it with eyeshadow, and then that's an extra step, an extra mess, an extra product that you have to use. So in conclusion, I'm okay with this. Okay, I'm gonna finish off this eye and then the rest of my face, and we'll be back here for final thoughts. Okay, and I'm back. I had to do a little bit of a bold lip with this, but that's neither here nor there. I'm ready for final thoughts. Okay, so the black eyeliner, slay. Love it. We'll be using it definitely. It's buttery smooth, easy to glide on. It's very, very pigmented. As you can see, I really didn't have to layer it on at all, and it worked well in combination with their brush. Now, the brush is just a little bit too thick for me in the shape of my eyes, but I did like it. Would I probably use a bit of a thinner brush just for right around these edges? Yes, but that's just me. That wouldn't be a you problem, I don't think. As far as the white liner goes, I was a little bit worried and I was getting a little skeptical when I discovered that it was just a little bit drier than the black one. But honestly, now that I'm looking at it, it looks really good, and it's not too dry to the point where you can't work with it. And I also didn't have to apply 2 or more layers, and I feel like that's why they made it a little bit drier, because otherwise you would probably have to go back in if you wanted it to be this opaque, and I didn't. So you know what? I'm really not mad at that. Of course, special shout out and honorary mention to the mirror, which I love. It's my favorite. But yeah, I mean, that's it for this look. I am very impressed, although I was expecting a lot to begin with Miss Trixie Mattel's eyeliner for obvious reasons. So I'm not that shocked, but honestly, very pleasantly surprised. So that's it for this video. Now, let me know in the comments down below if you would like me to recreate her full makeup and graphic liner in the future at some point. I've been kind of low-key wanting to do that, but I really don't want to butcher it, so I'm not sure. Let me know if you would like to see that. But yeah, anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, then please consider liking and subscribing, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!